Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the wonderful, the one, the only, the hour of power, home of the high-level conversation. I am your interim host, Ptah Shakur, here today to share a bit of information that I'm sure is going to uplift, inspire, and motivate individuals. I do have a guest that's going to be coming in shortly. However, I want to make mention for all those that can hear the sound of my voice that this is truly a wonderful age that we're living in. Seek your heaven on earth, find the God within, and once you find the God within, you will seek to create heaven on earth. Again, I am Ptah Shakur, Reiki practitioner, healer, guide, spiritual teacher, co-owner of Our Sons and Daughters, Giver of Light, Holistic Services, and much, much more. So I'm going to begin with this particular show today until my guests arrive and share once again that there is, I'm filling in for my dear brother, Sharif Hamid, who is going through some health issues at this time. And so there is a GoFundMe page that will be circulated on his page and my page as well. It's going to be circulated throughout Facebook. For anybody that has the wherewithal to assist our dear brother, he has been on the front lines as far as causing provoking questions, topics, and just key topics that are really affecting the community here in York, Pennsylvania. So, like I said, he's been on the front line for that. He and I both are real proponents of youth advocacy, mental health, and things of that nature. So, please, I'm going to mention it again before we leave out. I'm going to give everybody a chance to get your popcorn out of the microwave. We're getting all settled in. For those who have YouTube, which I'm pretty sure everybody has YouTube or able to access YouTube at some point, please go on to Ptah Shakur. That's how it's spelled, PTAH SHAKUR. Ptah Shakur Speaks on YouTube, and also you can find me on Facebook as well under the same idea, Ptah Shakur. I pretty much am an individual. I am a researcher, intellect, spiritual leader, like I said. So any bit of information that comes as a result of this particular program, and even any programs coming up, we recommend anyone who would like to call and kind of do a little discourse, share bits of information. Everything that's going to be shared is going to aim to inspire, to motivate all people. Again, the topic for today we're briefly going to go into, and this is an hour long. So like I said, everybody get your popcorn and everything ready. What's going on, God? Get your popcorn and everything ready, because this particular forum is meant to provide opportunities for people that's in the community to share different things that's going on in the mind and that's really affecting. So it's going to be different topics. It's going to kind of jump around. Like I said, my particular base and what I'm here to kind of project is knowledge that actually leads individuals to discover themselves, the true living God that is within. I'm not going to speak about the bad actors too much. We're not going to give power. It's all about love and light on this particular program. There is energy that is pervading through everybody's DNA at this time. It's pervading not only in this particular planet, it's actually pervasive through all the planets in this particular solar system. We are living in an age where we're have a heightened frequency. This is the age that was spoken about by the Mayans. Actually spoke about this or alluded to this with the 2012. And so now we're kind of just touching the surface of this new paradigm energy, this new Christ-like consciousness, this new Christ consciousness that is coming in, that's written about in all the scriptures and all the books. But we're not going to get into the religious part of it. Just sharing the idea that this is a widely accepted time. And for all of us, even on an individual level, even on a macrocosmic, universal, global level, we all are dealing with different type of discordant energy. So this, like I said, I'm here to provide a bridge for those that were looking to elevate and move into this particular energy. I made the analogy last week that if you're sitting inside of your house and the water starts creeping in, you have two decisions to make. You have decisions to either keep your feet in the ground and have that water overtake you, or you can recognize the time and what's going on and actually move and change and alter your behavior, your mindsets, in order to rise with that particular water. In this analogy, rise with this particular energy that's coming in. This is only an hour long show, so we're going to kind of go onto it. This is a call-in show, and I believe the call-in number is going to be scrolled in on the bottom. For those that's listening at home, the number is 717-846-5067. So please call in if you got something you want to add to the conversation, any type of questions that you want to kind of pose to myself and my dear brother right here. So then we're just going to briefly kind of go into it. So introduction for myself, like I said, Ptah Shakur, Reiki master, individual who is looking to be the guide or the bridge for the individuals looking to go into this new fifth dimensional energy coming in. I got my dear brother, Peace.
What's going on?
Me and this brother been going up. We grew up middle school, football, basketball, soccer, we ain't do no polo. Good brother. I'm gonna give him the floor, let him express what's on his mind, and we're gonna have a little discourse. It's gonna be a cool little vibe. We're just gonna vibe with it like this. Anybody wants to kind of embark and put yourself into the conversation, like I said, please call in. Number 717-846-5067. I'm going to do my hosting things. I might ask you some questions or whatever. But the floor is yours. Just introduce yourself, your name, and what you about.
Man, my name is Peace Elohim. Y'all probably better know me as Dantley Green. Grew up in York all my life, 45 years. Like this good brother said, we grew up all our whole youth, and still to this day. And just like to see changes, solutions, a better York, a better Earth, period.
Yes, sir.
So I've been doing a lot of reading since I was young. Probably started reading since like 97. And got awoken. I hate to say woke.
That word means so much nowadays.
Yeah, everybody's using it so easily. And it's like my eyes been open and trying to each one teach one. Trying to teach these kids, this next generation. Because as of now, it looks like our future is hopeless. The way our generation is starting to become and starting to act. It's like these kids don't even believe in no religion, don't even care if they even live or die. Yeah. And it's like it needs to be a solution. Something needs to be done. Right. And I'm hoping I could be part of that.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for your introduction. You got some reading right there, some recommended reading.
So the new Black Power. It's a book I'm gonna give to you. It's my gift to you.
Okay.
For bringing me on the show.
Appreciate it. Well, thank you for coming on. I mean, the last couple times I've been on the show, and even when Sharif, was on, hosting it, the main idea is we talk about what's going on in the community. We talk about, the kids and everything of that nature. And, my role previously as a youth education director, that's where the future lies. I mean, the youth is the future. They got so much talent. You can just look into the eye. You got little babies now. That's just so grown. They're doing things so evolving, and, they're just so adaptive. You can look them dead in their eyes and like, man, that's an old soul right there.
What they call millennium baby with these millenniums.
Right. Yeah,
some babies know how to work a cell phone better than adults.
Yeah, those babies, they this is what I choose to call, like back in the 80s, 90s, it was something called indigo children. Mm-hmm. And now it's called star seeds. So basically what that is, as far as like young people, and I even talk to the kids. I say, look, everyone else talks down to you all, like we're older and we're wise. I'm telling you, some of the most wisest individuals on this planet are the youth.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we got factors that are but given out. Matter of fact, I don't know if it's when it started, but even when we were growing up, I was born in '78. Even with the music and the culture, and I remember we was listening to music. We was listening to like Queen Latifah was out.
Only Love, Poor Righteous Teachers, Public Enemy.
Right, Public Enemy.
And NWA.
Right.
when we used to sneak and listen to it.
Right. I remember the first. I had a tape. I used to go down to the music store right there on Beaver Street, Mr. Robinson. Matter of fact, shout out, rest in power, Mr. Robinson, because he was the first person that got me activated.
Yes.
I remember he busted. Go ahead.
The music, he always had the good music. Had anything you wanted.
And then he'll drop some knowledge on you too. He'll break. I remember the first time I was in there one time getting my it was Gorillas in the Mist, Ice Cube.
We just talked about that.
For real?
Yeah,
I don't think nobody know about
Gorillas,
that.
Gorillas in the Mist, and there was somebody else too we was talking about.
And so I had this is the time where I had the parental advisory whatever on it, and I started buying music for the first. My mom was buying my music or whatever, so she was like, "What you got on that tape?" She let me slide with that. But when I was in there talking to Mr. Robinson, he pulled the book out. Now, I didn't know I was a real religious person growing up. I knew about church. I didn't really go to church all like that. But he said, you in the Bible, and so he would read this particular thing. He was saying about the Son of Man whose skin was burnt bronze and his hair was like wool. He was the first one that had me really kind of go in and use a real keen eye to really look at what it is that I was reading instead of just accepting what other people told me what it meant. So he said, what does that mean to you? Someone said, okay, burnt bronze, bronze is already brown, so if you burn it, you ain't gonna get nothing but more browner. So that was just a key thing that kind of like shook me to kind of let me know, okay, the black people as a whole, our history doesn't begin with slavery. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, I appreciate you being on the show, because presenting this information for the youth, and anybody who's listening at home, we got a call-in number. We need every single last one of you all. No more is it going to be, the kids is over here doing this. I'm pretty sure you got some kids on your block. If you don't got little cousins, if you ain't got no nephews or something, just kids on your block. You see them doing something, go say something. Get the fear out of your heart. Lead with that love and light. And I'm telling you, that's what the civil rights individuals did for us. Mm-hmm. They sacrificed their lives for a future for us. They know they wasn't going to see.
Right.
So, why do you think that is, or what's your thoughts about that, or what we need to do?
I think it need to be more homeschooling. Some home teacher.
Dang, that's deep.
The schools they go teach us everything. Now they starting to try to bring the new information, the updated information to the books. Mm-hmm. But it's still a lot out there that's still not being talked about. And then that's where the home part comes in at. That's why we need to have parents need to start teaching us like how our parents taught us. Mm-hmm. I think that's why we're still here. You know what I mean? And still try to 10 toes down, still try to, better ourselves. Mm-hmm. So we can better these kids, but we need these parents to help us out too. We was raised by a village.
Yes. Ooh. That's like a saying. That's like a bumper sticker that you don't hear too much anymore.
And it's like now, you got grandparents raising the kids instead of the parents raising the kids.
Right.
And I think it's a lost art.
True indeed.
Seriously.
True indeed. So this is part of the conversations that we go in on this particular show is solutions. We could talk about, the more you talk about the problems and the problems is just going to magnify. Wherever your focus goes, that goes your power. Even the last episode that I was on the show speaking about is about how to manifest. You can manifest things that you want. But the key thing that's missing, anybody wants a house. I want to have a beautiful house and garage, 8 garages and basketball
white
court.
picket fence.
Right. Everybody can sit and visualize that, but ask yourself the question is, while you wanting those particular things, you got to actually see the worth in yourself and the value in yourself in order to match up with that. And unfortunately, that's what we've been end of the day, like you said, the schooling, that was a real genuine answer. I ain't heard that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, because just the system that we grew up in, like I said, the music, the education, we wasn't taught everything that we need to do to be completely independent and successful. So,
and I think this music can control the narrative too.
yes, sir.
Take some of these drill raps, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
All that. I mean, I hate to say it because sometimes I get caught up listening to it too because the beats are slamming. But this drill rap, man, it's just, you know what I mean? I think the music can play a part too. You hear about the popping pills and all this stuff. And, you know, like in our day, we listened to our music. They talked about smoking weed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And what did we ended up doing? Similar story, you know what I mean?
Right,
and it's like now today's music is pick up a gun or pop some pills and go out and see how many trophies you can catch as in bodies. You know what I mean? And that's not the way to go. That's why I said today's music can play a role too.
Absolutely. So all the up and comers, anybody who can hear this particular video, this particular show, we need content creators. If we actually truly want to turn this wheel, because we clearly see where we headed. Clearly.
Right.
So it's like one of them big old pirate ships. You ever see like Pirate of the Caribbean? One of them big old wooden ships. So you got a couple people. We need more hands on them wheels now.
Wheels, yes, sir.
Like even like the Titanic was headed to that thing. They had that one person move. Nah, if you had like 20, 30 people to spin that thing around. Hey, we on top of the hill waving the sword right now. This is literally a call to action for everybody who's listening, because this time that we're living in, we're not gonna get no more time like this, after this. This is the time for us all to stand up. Not only just locally, like you said, just globally. This is totally freedom time. And anybody who hops on my Ptah Shakur YouTube show, if you go to January, I shared a couple prognostication type of things, what to expect in this next 2023, and one of them, a lot of truths is coming out. A lot of truths. I think I said like last week, one of those whistleblowers came out. He was talking about the secret government programming. Just wait, y'all. There's some more information is going to come out. So then at that point, you got to ask yourself, okay, where are you going to put your energy and put your power into when you realize that the system that has been holding us up, that you think is a solidified system, it's not. The financial, the banking system, look at it. It's failing. Educational system, failing. So what does that mean? That means that it's time for new. Not the time to cry and moan about the death. And that's one thing I talk about people about death. We need to embrace death.
A lot of people don't talk about it. I think they're afraid of it, afraid to accept that it's really really going to happen. So I think that's really what guaranteed is death and taxes.
Right. And so even dealing with just United States as a whole, you see what's going on with the planet. Like I was on a show just yesterday as the WITF, and he was talking about climate. This dude walked up on me while I was at the stand at the Central Market, which, by the way, go to Our Sons and Daughters, little shameless plug. Our Sons and Daughters Premium Bath and Body Products there at the Central Market. Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So I was down there at the market on the Saturday. This is what we're doing right now.
Good promotion.
Yeah, I got a little giveaway too. I'm gonna get to that in a second. But speaking, the gentleman walked up on me while I was down there at the Central Market and said, "Hey, we're having a listening panel on the radio. We want to hear your thoughts about climate change and things like that." Now, I'm not no expert on climate change, but what I do know is simple mathematics. If you got something that's going on and all, you know, you put in all these chlorofluoro, like I think it started back in the 80s and 90s about the hairspray. That's when I really became.
In the 90s when they said we was messing up our ozone and stuff like that with the hairspray. I remember that back in the days.
And I remember growing up thinking that, you know, no, that's just some stuff they talking about. And the more research, and that's anybody that's listening to these programs, do your own research. Don't settle for what other people tell you. Because I had the mentality like that. I was like, it ain't that big of a thing. doing the research, I'm like, man, we averted a bullet. It's starting to heal up a little bit.
Right.
Just think about that. We could completely just eradicate life on this planet as a whole, and people know that, but they still try to push that agenda. Burning the like the Amazon, burning the trees and all that.
Stuff.
We need that for air, for carbon dioxide. So, anyways, this is short, but this whole climate conversation is. I'm sitting there with. I think I was the only black person that was there, and they're sitting around there scratching their heads like, why is the government and the people that's in power, why are they allowing this to take place? And I said, look. It's about us. It's about the ones sitting on the couch. It's about the ones who just got off of work right now that's trying to get some food for your children. It's going to have to come from us. It ain't going to come from the elected officials. And I ain't going to go into politics a little bit. Well, we can if you want to. If you want to call in and talk about politics, go ahead and call in. You want to call in and talk about the environment, call in. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll flow with whatever you want to talk about. Call in. Number is 717-846-5067. But real quick, just got a question. One question for the day, and this is for anybody who's listening. They want to respond, either A, call in, or B, respond on Sharif's Facebook message. The question is, what's one obstacle that should be resolved in the black community in 2023? Now, I know it's kind of like a, what's it called? A domino effect. Like, which one particular obstacle or issue in the black community that you think that a concerted effort should be going into to correct in 2023? So if anybody wants to respond to that, what issue or obstacles that should be resolved in the black community to kind of change, like I said, to turn this wheel around. If you respond on the Facebook page or call in, I brought my goodie bag. You can win one of these wonderful products here. We have our body butters. Got our frankincense and myrrh body butter. My big bro over there just copped the Nag Champa. This is oatmeal, milk, and honey. Body butter, real nourishing for your skin. Cherry almond body butter. And last but definitely not least, our sweet musk body butter. So anybody that chooses to call in, or send a message responding to that particular question, what issue do you think we need to resolve locally? It could be nationally, whatever. Just respond and you can win one of those particular body butters you could pick up at the central market of your choice. So again, I'm going to mention that the call-in number is 717-846-5067. And I have two questions I'm going to kind of throw out there. But before I get into the question, I need to address this hoodie you got going on.
Oh, yes. I was watching it, I think it happened to come on TV, Whoopi, whatever show she's on, Whoopi Goldberg had this hoodie. Yes. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, where did she get that hoodie? Mm-hmm. And it's on Facebook. I got it on Facebook. I forget the name on top, but they have a lot of like the Juneteenth, all that stuff.
Yes, sir.
More hoodies like this. And when she had this on, I said, man, I gotta get this.
I'm about to give me one of that too.
I want that same exact one.
For those if you can't see at home, we got the Malcolm X on there, Rosa Parks, Mandela, Martin Luther King,
Huey Newton. I think Ascended Shakur. One of the Shakurs is on here too. Yes.
Each individual that's on that shirt, and it's great that you represented that. Each individual on that shirt had some point in time where they was sitting at home. Well, actually 2 points. Mm-hmm. One point where they became woke, so to speak, or conscious.
Well, you got the young Malcolm X, and the old Malcolm X on. And then you got the brother from Philly.
Oh yeah, I forget his name.
I forget his name too. Mm-hmm. And there go the young Malcolm right here.
Oh, I see.
Detroit Red.
So each individual that's on that shirt chose at one point in time that they wasn't going to go with the status quo. They wasn't going to go with the lifeline that we were born in. Like in the scripture, it talks about we're born in sin and baptized in iniquity. So basically, when you go up through these public school systems and you go up into this world, particularly if you're black, it kind of subconsciously tells you where you need to go. Even the experiments where they have like little babies and you give them a little white baby doll, and they be happy as a mug. And you give them a black baby doll, they would cry. That mentality, that hidden
the The brainwash.
kind of like, brainwashing type situation, you know, all those individuals stood up and just say, I'm going to go in motion. So that's another reason I applaud you, because anybody that stands up for truth in this day and age needs to be applauded. Because know for sure that I think if not everybody that's on there, they came for him.
Martin's on one of these, and I always say this one right here, this question mark might be me.
That's the question mark. That's deep.
I said that might be me. That's questioning myself. Is that going to be you to go against the status quo? You know what I mean? Go against the grain. So that's why I always say,
That's deep.
Like how Arsenio used to be like,
Yeah, things that make you go,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's deep. That's. So just kind of briefly going into the topic for today, and then we can kind of go back and forth, is we want to focus on having high-level conversations. Because like I was alluding to before, wherever your focus goes your power. And I know a lot of people that's in the city that come up to me, and even kids. Like I said, my role as a youth education director, there'll be a shooting going on, right? They'll come in, and that's all they'll be talking about. Oh, somebody got shot, I calmed everybody down. I said, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to bring the spiritual aspect to it. I said, I want everybody to close their eyes. So I had everybody close their eyes, and I said, find something about the city that you love. It could be your house. It could be the park. It could be anything. So they thought about whatever the particular spot. I said, imagine a white light of energy around that peaceful, positive light energy surrounding our city. That's how we pray for our city. That's how we mentally use a mental imagery. And even last show, I showed you the power. We got 3 superpowers: sleep, power of your imagination, and the power of your memories, as far as how to go back and clear up some memories that you got. Because we all got memories in the past, you know, that of trauma and drama and things that, you know, could lead us down, you know, wrong roads or whatever. But the ability to kind of go back, address that, get rid of that discordant energy and move forward like we're supposed to do. That's our superpowers. You know, so by focusing on those aspects, that's how we actually move forward into this. But the conversation I really want to pose to everybody in this 8:27, so we're halfway in there right now, is high-level conversations. Speaking about things that either fall into 2 categories: build or destroy. So when you're involved with a conversation, this is for young people. If you have, pick your success group, your success team. If you find 5 people in your success team and you tell them about your goals and your vision, and those 5, if they don't snicker and laugh a little bit, you need to dream bigger.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
We're all about dreaming big. And then if the individual, if you're trying to do your thing in music and make it big and everybody clowning you for that, you need to find some new people for your success team. Because it's either build or destroy. So just whatever conversations you get into. So, and this is a question anybody want to call in, or like I said, we put a little message there on the bottom, is what's a high-level conversation to you? So I just posed that conversation to you, and then I do add another question. I guess we can go into this as a little build up. Like for your life, who was the person that you would say is responsible to help foster your thirst for knowledge and you stepping out into your own beingness?
My grandma.
Grandma?
My grandmother, Catherine Brown, and then she used to always take us to church. She used to always talk about, had them little conversations when I used to go over there. She used to babysit me. My mom and dad and brother Sharif can talk about they going to Penn National racetrack. And every time I used to go there, I'd be like 4 years old, and she's dropping information about the grades and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting there like, who are you talking about? But then as I got older, so I start, you know what I mean, like hearing more and doing research, and encyclopedias was our go-to, you know, back in the day.
For the internet.
Yeah, for the internet. And then it's like, my man, Yuri Holly, we used to be at his house, and we used to, you know what I mean, like I said, smoke our trees or whatever, read books and watch certain movies. And
You talking about York?
Yeah.
Man.
He's the one that really paved the way. And Felipe. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to Felipe. He used to live up on Queen Street. Felipe Cruz, I think his last name was.
Man, I gotta see a picture.
Yes. There's reading scrolls and a lot of books and reading the Bible, and because they always say the Bible was basic instructions before leaving Earth. So it was like, you know what I mean? This thing I'm trying to tell these kids now, we're in Revelations. And then like they're like, what's that? And I was like, it's the end. The end is coming, but the end is the beginning.
Right. Facts.
So. So I said, man, I used to read those scrolls and used to take into them, man. And that stuff really woke me up and start paying attention to things that's going on, and not just around me, but around the whole planet.
Facts.
You know, the whole solar system. Just like paying attention to everything. So, yes.
You got my brain doing one of them brain freezy things right now because I seen York at the mall, and I gave him his flowers. You know what I mean? I think it's important to give bros their flowers
while they still here.
While they here. And I said, bro, you are the one, because I kind of got it from my cousin, Squirt, Josh Taylor.
Yeah, Squirt used
Tall
to be there.
Paul.
Tall Paul used to always be in our circle. You know, we used to build all the time.
So here we at. Here we are. We taking this city over, and it's gonna jump just like a positive epidemic, so to speak, from one city to another. Last time I was on the show, it was shut down like 3 times. And shit, bro, Sharif ain't never seen that before, so I was like, well, we must be terrible. This disclaimer: some of the information you hear, it may excite you, it may anger you, it may depress you. However, this is a form of going to be absolute truth in this power in this day. Like I said, this is to incite, is to elevate, and the love.
But it touched them in some kind of way.
Yeah.
So if it teed them off or whatever, it lightened them.
Hey, I mean that's understand God is in everything.
Yes.
You feel me? And just this time that we're living in, like I'm sitting here saying that this is the greatest time to be alive. Anybody who's listening right now, you are an interdimensional being. You are a cosmic being. You have everything. You're not a drop in the ocean. You the ocean in a drop. You have all of that ability that's inside of you, and that those that are actually the bad actors, they're doing everything they possibly can to keep you from knowing that. And so, even with that, these particular conversations, it may strike a chord in you, and cause you to kind of reevaluate what you're doing with your life. That's fine. It's messy. I told somebody the other day, when you talking about ascending, I call myself an ascended master. When you talking elevating and enlightening and ascending, it's not a pretty process.
No.
It's not a go sit at the beach and eat watermelons and butterflies fly around. You deal with your own internal issues and dramas, because the only enemy you're going to see is he that is in me. There's no reason to point and blame or point fingers at anybody else but yourself. And so love yourself, forgive yourself. As you know better, you do better. You know, before I go and talk to the kid, your youth from do the 100-man read and go do that, the first thing I do, I tell them, I say, I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the individuals that was in my generation. We dropped the ball. Not out of no pointing no fingers. It is what it is. Now we got to do what we can. And even before that, the generation before that, they dropped the ball. But the buck stops here. The ball's getting picked up, and we running with it. And anybody that's
back up like a round ball. Who said that? I think Jay-Z said that quote. No, just reflect on that. Gotta bounce back up. Gotta pick that ball up, man.
Absolutely.
Gotta pick that ball up. We have to.
And even when you was talking about music, there's so much inspiration. That was another thing that led to my growth and development, is Nas, Wu-Tang. You know what I mean?
I got that little tatted right here.
You got the Wu?
Yes,
man, I was thinking so much, give me a Wu. I need to get... This show goes out to New York, too.
Oh, yes.
You got
I can't
look at you.
Yes.
Yeah.
36 chambers.
Wu-Tang's for the children. So just basically sharing that, there was individuals, and we're not going to cascade all the music, just the music nowadays. I don't even know. I think J. Cole.
Kendrick sometimes. Like you said, J. Cole.
But it's really like the music industry, because You know, if you just mumbling a bunch of whatever, you know, you have people ready to sign you left and right. I met so many talented bros, like down in this is down in DC. There's something called Bus Boys and Poets. It's they got two different locations. You go down there, hear some spoken word. You hear some artists, rappers, artists, poets, real conscious, real deep, starving artists. They over there starving, dropping jewels. And they got somebody talking about a clip or something, what you was saying or whatever, catching a
trophies.
Trophies, yeah. I mean, this ain't that show to really go into. I'm telling you, this is a beautiful time. When I say that you're an interdimensional being, and one of my favorite quotes is from the Coach Carter is, "What are we afraid of the most?" You ever heard that poem before? It goes kind of like this. It says, what we're afraid of the most is not that we're insignificant. It's that we're immensely powerful. And it goes on a little bit, but as we shed our light, we subconsciously give others the right to share their light. And so, appreciate brothers like yourself. And you going to be on more often? Or?
Yes. I tell you, I'm here anytime, buddy. I'm always here, especially to enlighten, put the word out.
Absolutely.
Like you said, on conversations that need to be had.
High level conversation. So go ahead and call in. Like I said, call in number 717-846-5067. Did you start reading in this book at all?
I read like little pieces of here and there and stuff like that.
And warning, everybody who's listening, if you have a complexion that's like mine or lighter, this is love light. This is love topic and conversation. When we speak about Black Power, we speak about, you know, us getting our identity back, because like I said, we've had so many systematic obstacles placed in our way. So there's nothing wrong with saying about Black love. So tell me a little bit about Black love. What you think they need to know about the Black love, Black family? What we need to know?
I think the love just need to be stronger. Stronger. It starts within, like you said, within. You gotta love yourself before you can love anybody else. You know that.
That's deep.
And our Black love is too many intertwined, you know what I mean?
I feel you.
And it's not as one like how it used to be or how it should be. It's like if we all come together as one, you know how powerful that could be. You know what I mean? And help each other out. And that's not just Blacks, I'm talking about all humanity. You know what I mean? Come together and help each other out. This world wouldn't be the way it is.
Absolutely, facts.
The devil wouldn't be winning. You know what I mean? So we have to gain that back by starting with some Black love, because it starts with us.
Yeah, I think it was put in all the books talking about divide and conquer.
Yes. It seems like that's been their whole plan since they brought us from over here on the ship. Was to like divide and conquer.
Right. Then you just reminded me of something. You ever been down to Baltimore? It's called Ptah Shakur Market.
I go there all the time. That's where I get my books from.
Oh, well, listen. I went down there. I go down there every now and then.
I was just down there last week.
Me too.
I went down there, then I went down to and then I went from there to the Afro.
Okay. But let me tell you, so I went to the spot where I normally go, and right adjacent to that spot, it was an old Black man. He had a bunch of books. And I asked him, I said, how long you been down here? He said, I've been down here since March, right? So he had some of the Messengers literature out there. He had How to Eat to Live, which we're going to get into, y'all. We're going to get into nutrition, because what you put into your body, that'll, believe it or not, that'll cause these type of frequencies and knowledge to kind of hit different when you clean up a little bit. So I find people opting. Like last time I came on, I'll bring some salads next time. I got caught up, Sharif, so I got you on the salad next time. So eat more salads and fruits and vegetables and fill yourself with light frequency. That way you'll be able to respond to truth more easily, instead of having that whole mind back and forth type of thing. Like
you know, that's what I just came across, that how our teeth are made to eat salads and vegetables and stuff like that, not this meat and all this type of stuff. So it's like I'm starting to do more research on it. Plus I went to school for culinary, so you know I got a degree in that.
Yes, sir.
So it's like it starts with, that's another place where I think they'll try to start taking some people out. through the food.
Yeah.
You know, the FDA is like one of the most powerful alphabet crew out there besides the IRS. So
see, now you're gonna get me started now. I tell you a true story. This is nothing it's all genuine facts. It's all real energy coming. I go shopping at Audi and Lido and things of that nature. I consider myself somewhat conscious, you know, for a while. I've been conscious. Looked at the back of my cereal box and it said, this product is produced by biochemical engineering. I said, why does it biochemical engineering? Like, good Lord! I mean, we already know there's so many ingredients that you need a dictionary to even break down.
right.
Man, so that's one of the obstacles. I don't know if anybody responded on the Facebook page about obstacles that we need to resolve is healthy food to put in our systems, man.
You see the fake the made up chicken.
Nah.
They just did something the other day. It was on one of the newses, and they talked about how they factory made chicken, like fake chicken, but it looks real. You gotta research that on that, bro. Oh my goodness! I was like, are y'all kidding me? Like, they are taking the naturalness out of everything.
I mean, the writing is on the wall, folks.
Yes.
What we consume, I was going to call it food. What we consume in our body is absence of so many nutrients that when you got to think, your body is comprised of billions and billions of cells. You think that you just one being. You got billions and billions of parts and things, and they all calling for something. They calling for some vitamin C and some vitamin D and some iron and all this and all that. And understand that whatever you put inside your body, if you're not satisfying what they want, what those cells need, it's just going to crave for more. So then you find that we live in the most obesity. This is gotta be the most obese capital in the world, just based off of the nutrients that is being stripped of the food. So what's the solution?
Here you go right here, my brother. Lab grown meat.
It's 8 days ago?
Yeah.
The FDA. Like I said, this is me waving a sword. So FDA, y'all can come for me too. Not caring. The individuals on this shirt, they ain't care if you came for them. So I'll tell you a little bit about that FDA. And the things that do if you trust, you do your own research. Don't go to the FDA website and get that information as far as it's gonna spin it in a way to keep you subservient. Because like I said, 1% of the population owns 99% of the wealth. And they're pushing for 99.5. Where's it going to stop? What's it going to take? It's almost to the point of the tricks and things that have been done, you know, by those bad actors in this world. It's blatant in your face. It's like they got the knife and they looking you straight in your eye and just slowly just sticking the knife in you and waiting for you to respond. So
you say ouch.
Right. No, until you slap the knife out there, and you know, I'm not a proponent of doing anything violent. Let me be clear.
Right. Yeah, you got to clear that up.
I can be clear. I'm all about love and light. That's it, in all capacities and education. Because as each one teach one. Is that what you said before?
Yes.
We all had that one person that helped us kind of elevate. You know, so this it's so much. To get into as far as the question that I posed, and I don't know, Sharif, anybody respond, anybody want to win these wonderful body butters on here, share on there what kind of obstacles that you think is kind of swept under the rug, so to speak. What's something that's not being talked about? And I might pose that question to you. Listen, you already hit me with something good when you talk about that homeschooling. Mm-hmm. I've been to plenty of meetings, you know, and that struck a chord because my oldest son, I homeschooled him. I was living in the projects, and I would go to down to Baltimore again. I bought a whole encyclopedia from A to Z, and I would just be in the project. I would read A to Z. I learned about quantum physics and how things was made. That was one of the most wonderful programs that I still watch. How things are made. How's your TV made? How's gumballs made? How is bread made? You know what I mean? You can take people nowadays, and this is a warning for anybody who, like I said, go on to Ptah Shakur, YouTube. Go to my January video, and I'm sharing what we're going to be experiencing in this next 2023, next 2024. It's important for you to learn how to be self-sustainable. I teach kids. They're at the being a youth education director. How to get them on the ground, earth science. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that our ancestors, when we came over here, they came to us for that knowledge. Or the Native Americans, like what plants do to grow, when do you grow? That whole system is based off of the knowledge that the Africans came over here with. You know, so that's deep what you said about the homeschooling. But anybody else, what's something else you think that would kind of like alleviate or kind of turn this around? Like, I mean, that's a big one right there, though. I mean, you don't have to be nothing else besides that. Be honest with you.
So I mean, like us, our generation, schooling these young boys, like we had OGs. Mm-hmm. We had people that was older than us that was straighten us up. You know what I mean? I think we need more of that. Like I said, and that's where the village comes in at. You know what I mean? So I think more of that than like, or even start telling these kids some of their stories, you know what I mean, what they went through. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Maybe it might strike a chord with one of these kids and they might not go out and do what you done did. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that plays a role too. You know what I mean? And just need us more to step up our generation, you know what I mean? Tell these kids right and wrong instead of wrong right, you know what I mean? Facts. Instead of them giving them some drugs to go sell, drop some food for thought, drop some knowledge on them. Right, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That could turn the curve. That could turn the curve. You can change a person's life with that, like we said about like Mr. Robinson and things. And even when you mentioned the idea about OG, I got called OG for the first time last week. I was at the barbershop. I get it all the time, bro.
Now, because I'll be honest with you, y'all. This is real genuine. I'm coming out. I'm letting my throat chakra open. You know, I'm alleviating the fear when it comes to just reaching out to youth. Just a total stranger, just coming out and expressing that love and light. There's a degree of fear that comes with that. Mm-hmm. So now when I'm going in the barbershops, I'm just blah, 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 blah. I'm just all love, light, and I'm just dropping jewels left and right. I'm just throwing jewels around. And the young bull, I didn't even know. He was always in the back cutting hair or whatever. So I've been going to the same barbershop. Shout out, Kev, Water Cuts. And so I went in there and I was, sharing information. And I looked at the young boy and I said, man, he had a glow about it. I said, man, in the past I would have been like, okay, that's some weird, that's some no homo type stuff. And you don't go to no man and say, man, you got a beautiful glow, you got a beautiful energy about you. You know what I mean? What is, he was saying, I'm going to school, I'm learning, I'm doing this and that. You know what I mean? And just having the courage of me just going out, he could have clowned me like, what you talking about? You know what I mean? True that. And then just him just being annoying. He know my character a little bit too. Mm-hmm. And then when I walked out of there, he was pounding everybody up. And he's like, all right, all right, have a good day, OG. He came from all the way in the back. I was at the door. And it's that look when you lock eyes and you were like, okay. Yeah. When I'm having that whole little slushy cold feeling in my brain again. You know what I mean? It's a real, not only that, even emotions. Being a black man, and Sharif could speak to that about like the mental health and all the different things that we've gone through.
Suffer for that.
And like my dad, he was a prototypical guy. He never went to the hospital and never. His way of expressing love, he'll come up and punch you in your chest. You know what I mean? I love you, Dad. You know what I mean? But a couple years ago, I put together, and shout out to Jamil Alexander, Marquez Mitchell, Brant Kinsley, Tavon Parker, the list goes on, Jeff Beard, give these flowers to these bros. It's starting it was called a Black, the name is escaping me right now. The Extraordinary Gentleman Committee, Casper Hill, Oscar Russell, they don't want to leave you out, Rich Craighead. There at the basement of the Crispus Ice, we had our very first
Just thinking about that.
Extraordinary Gentlemen. Shout out to Mr. Simpson, Chris Passati. Extraordinary Gentlemen Committee, in which we got individuals together. We spoke about the school to prison pipeline. We spoke about fail early and fail often. But the key thing that I think nobody really touched on is how to express your emotions. So we watched a video. I think one was of Will Smith and one was Jay-Z with that 444 album. He really kind of let out like his being, what's the word? Vulnerable.
A lot of people don't. That's one of his slept on albums. Because that's a grown man album. Now he's talking about like buying property and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That OJ. That's that whole album is something that people need to go back and play again. They might catch on to it.
Yeah, we was kind of speaking about that aspect, and as far as it's important to be able to express yourself emotionally. I use the word, like I grew up, like I said, I grew up on that word love. You would hear it around the holidays. You know what I mean? But now I'm on the point, I tell even bros on the street, hey, I love you. Little kids, love you. Little kids come to the after school program, love you, God, love you. You know what I mean? And if we all can get to that point of being able to at least say it to one another, you ain't even got to know who that man is. You just know that he's your brother. And just love him off, just straight off of that. And then we can start to really show love. But first, you gotta be able to say it. I love you.
Yeah, all day. I always sit there, I tell everybody, I love you back, bro. And I tell everybody, I tell all the kids, even old heads. I just saw my man Jamal when he was doing this, he does with the detailing. You know what I mean? Shouting it out loud. Love you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta, once you be able to say, you're more comfortable with them. You know what I mean? But there's some people got that one big devil on their shoulder, and that's called pride. Or that pride won't let them show it. You know what I mean? So, I overlook that. I say it easily. Love you, bro. Peace.
Yeah, man. That pride and ego, they two cousins. And I know grown men that's older than me that are still emotionally on a level of like a 9-year-old. They have not grown past their discordant energy and they fragile ego. Like, come on, bro, let that go.
They acting their shoe size.
Facts. Yes, sir. Man, let that go. But it just dawned on me that what I was telling you about when I went down to the Ptah Shakur market and I seen this older gentleman there at the table. And so he start talking to me and all that. So I was just like, let me lean in and give respect. The other thing, give respect to your elders. If they talking to you and you not trying to hear what they saying, cross your hands. Look them in the face and just listen to them. Understand that they coming from a place of love and appreciation, or else they wouldn't have said it to you.
You don't even gotta respond. Just sit there and soak it in.
Right. Just sit there. So he was kind of running my ear off a little bit, but I gave him due respect. I turned both of my feet to him. Well, first my feet was over here, like I was. I said, "No, let me." Oh shoot! Technical difficulty. Mic check. Anyways, long story short, we got like 7 more minutes. I'm gonna let you kind of like say some stuff. And I'm gonna do a closer. But he was sharing with me some stuff I knew. He had the Messenger's literature there, Fall of America, How to Eat to Live, and all that. So he was saying, brother, he said when we came over here, they took our knowledge from us. So I'm like, sometimes you hear something, you know something, and then you were like, but you don't really, really think about it. So then I was thinking, I said, he took our knowledge, took our culture. So he basically shared with me, he said, we the white man. He said, this is a white man talking to the white man. So I was like, I said, man, every other culture has their language they can go back to. We as a black people in this country are new beings. Genetically, we have seeds that derive from our country, but our whole mannerism and our whole mental makeup is something that was given to us. But now we have an opportunity to take our original genetical design, our DNA of gods, the DNA, because like I said, it commit gods, and take this information and knowledge and how we have now and the ability to get on Wi-Fi and able to access knowledge we can completely make ourselves new. We're new. So instead of saying like, okay, man, we over here as slaves, we came over, embrace the newness. And what we gonna do with this newness? You know what I'm saying? Are we gonna build, or are we gonna destroy? Individuals like us, we on the hill waving a sword. Anybody else want to call anybody else? You would see us on the street. We can get this conversation going. We each one teach one. This is, like I said, this is gonna be a positive epidemic taking place. But before we close it down, because we think we got about like 5 more minutes, is there anything, the last things you kind of want to share? I know you're going to be on again, so this, you ain't got to wrap all it up and like that. But
no, nothing really. Just pay attention, because they got some new stuff that's getting ready to hit people this fall. It's some kind of new COVID. That'll be another thing to talk about. I think it's called EC11 or something like that.
Listen, bro.
Something else with the mosquitoes.
Oh,
There's some other thing. It starts with an M. I forget offhand.
I know. I just.
Yeah. People just start need to do their research, man. Start paying attention.
When you wake this thing up right here, you watch the news a little bit differently.
Right.
I watch the news. I'm on some, instead of waiting to see, I see and wait.
Right.
So I'm looking at it like, okay, what's going on? So yeah, you got the COVID, you got your Omicron. Matter of fact, we can go into that next episode.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Like I said, we gonna ratchet it up a little bit. We gonna raise this city up. If we gotta call some what they say, John Lewis says, call some good trouble. You know what I mean? So some righteous trouble, because like I said, these conversations need to be met. There's a concerted effort to keep us blind, deaf, and dumb. Individuals on that shirt, love that. That question mark, could be you. That's you. That's your picture right there. And we all do it here together. Because like I said in the very beginning, as I began with it, I'm gonna end with it. Once you seek heaven on earth, what does that mean? You find any corner in this particular world, you make it your own. You find your own, find your sanctuaries, find your peace of mind. At this particular time of day, keeping your peace of mind, all this rah-rah drama that's going on outside of you, don't go for it. Stay within your circle, stay within your zone. There's a lot of fear-based stuff that's going to be pushed out there because, like I shared with you last episode, when you get a person to operate in fear, not only do they become physically weak, check out kinesiology or called muscle testing. You become physically weak, you become spiritually weak as well. When you become spiritually weak, other things could take place. I'm not going to go into those things right now. Check out Ptah Shakur on YouTube. We go.
Don't forget to get that so they can get this good product right here too.
Get this wonderful body butter. This body butter is shown to improve the condition of your skin. Anybody that suffers from eczema, I don't even know how to say it right. One of those, if you suffer from it, our Sons and Daughters product got what you need. Actually, alleviate your skin, bring a nice glow to your skin. It started because my daughter, she had eczema, so we was just messing around doing it in the house, and then the children said, "Why don't you go do this for the public?" This is COVID. Like I said, COVID had a silver lining underneath it because COVID it shut everything down. You couldn't go to work. You couldn't go get your hands sandwich at the street.
You had to create.
You had to go in within.
Ideas.
Facts. And so that's what came of it, is our sons and daughters. And then, of course, the whole mindset is reaching out. Everybody on the street is our sons and daughters. That person that's running down the street that you crossed the street over because he got a hoodie on, that's your son, that's your daughter. So if you treat them like that, you know, that's how we could start to become solutions. So with the finishing and the closing, once you seek your heaven on earth and find your God within, and when you find your God within, you seek to create heaven on earth. And when that heaven on earth, that's something that we all live into diversity, whether you're black, brown, yellow, purple, or whatever. And then we get into some more episodes a little later on as far as some